Hello there, my fellow notebook aficionados. Are you looking for a sleek notebook that can deliver for work or games, on the go or in the office, and everything in between? Well, this one might be it. The latest addition to Lenovo's Yoga lineup, the Pro 9i, is packed with everything you would want in a modern all-purpose laptop. A sleek and lightweight chassis with lots of connectivity? Sure. Enough power with a fast CPU for everyday tasks and more intense applications? Yep. A dedicated graphics card for GPU accelerated programs and video games? You bet. The Lenovo Yoga Pro 9i got all the right ingredients to aim for the best all-around notebook crown. Even though it does come with some compromises. But let's start at the beginning. Our sample of the flagship 14-inch Yoga comes with Intel's i7-13705H, 32 gigs of speedy LPDDR5X system memory and a 1TB SSD. In the GPU department, Nvidia's RTX 4050 is responsible for rendering your content on the excellent 3.2K mini LED touch display that also has a few aces up its sleeves to make it stand out from the competition. With its subdued but very clean and quite pleasing overall design and feature set, the Yoga Pro 9i clearly targets the high-end lifestyle crowd that might also be leaning towards Apple's MacBook Pros. And with its high-performance components, the 14-incher also makes for a great companion for the traveling creator. We already liked the chassis quality in the Yoga Pro 7 we reviewed a few weeks ago, and this one is even better. There are no creaks, no bends and no flags anywhere on the small notebook, and it feels exceptionally solid and quite premium. The display is a little wobbly compared to Apple's offerings, and you of course would have to arrange yourself with the reversed notch. But overall, the Yoga Pro 9i presents itself well amongst the competition. Connectivity for this one is very solid, and especially if you are someone using the Yoga for work, you will hardly miss anything. On the left you find your HDMI 2.1, USB-C 3.2 Gen 2 and Thunderbolt 4 with both of those supporting power delivery, and a full-size SD card reader, with unfortunately only average transfer rates. On the right, Lenovo made room for the power button, two USB-A 3.2 Gen 2s, the audio combo port and the physical webcam shutter. Speaking of the webcam, the 5-megapixel shooter offers a decent picture with very natural colors, even though it struggles a little bit with high contrast scenarios. To stay in contact with your clients, friends or family, the Yoga offers average wireless transfers. Some competing notebooks offer faster results here, but you will hardly notice the difference in real-world usage. While the fast RAM is soldered to the motherboard, you get easy access to the fans, the battery, the Wi-Fi module and a single NVMe slot within the Pro 9's chassis, should the need to upgrade, clean or repair anything arise at some point in the future. In the input department, the keyboard is once more very satisfying to use with a generous 1.5mm of travel and a clear tactical bump for a very enjoyable overall typing experience. The touchpad is huge and offers a smooth surface, unfortunately though the clicks do feel a little cheap. Absolutely nothing feels or looks cheap in the display department, and as a very clear distinction between the Yoga Pro 7 series, this one comes with a 3.2K mini LED touchscreen refreshing at 165Hz. What is also very interesting is how the mini LEDs behave in the Yoga. In SDR, they resemble a standard IPS single-zone backlight, trading contrast for a clear, easy to calibrate image with absolutely no blooming. As soon as you activate HDR in Windows though, the black level drops to almost zero for insane, almost OLED-like contrast. The overall specs are top-notch, with almost 700 nits of average brightness in SDR and 1400 nits across the whole screen in HDR. Color gamut coverage is excellent, making the Yoga a choice to use for anyone working in a visual profession, such as designers, photographers or in any form of post-production environment. Color reproduction is not quite on point from the factory, but with our manual calibration, we have been able to bring down average delta E's to almost 1, making the Yoga well suited for color critical work on the go. If you do not have access to calibration equipment, you can download our ICC profile on our website. I will leave the link in the description below. Response times are pretty snappy for a non-gaming machine, and while PWM is sometimes an issue for mini LED equipped notebooks, we have only been able to measure a very high frequency at 70% display brightness and below, which should hardly be a concern even if you are sensible towards it. In the performance department, the Yoga Pro 9i comes with the rarely seen i7-13705H, with an upgrade to the i9 variant being available as well. The Intel Raptor Lake chip is almost identical to the more popular 13700H and comes with the same core layout and clock frequencies, but is missing out on the vPro features, which should be alright for the majority of users. The hybrid chip can rely on above 100 watts in short bursts or up to 75 watts under sustained all-core loads. And while the Yoga cannot quite keep up with the i9 equipped ZenBook Pro 14 we reviewed already, it sits comfortably in the upper performance range for its class in our combined performance rating. As always, if you are interested in individual benchmark scores such as our Cinebench results, please head over to our written review. Our PCMark scores are impressive as well, even though the numbers in our database are very close to each other compared to similar 14-inch performance notebooks. Subjectively, the Yoga backs up its synthetic results confidently, and the small notebook is a very snappy system across a wide range of applications. The fast NVMe can also almost pass our benchmark torture test and only has to drop performance right at the end. You will hardly come across any such problems during everyday use though, but it's still something to be aware of. While the Yoga Pro 9i in its 14-inch variant can also be yours with an RTX 4060 and even an RTX 4070 for some additional GPU grunt, our sample comes with Nvidia's smallest ADA mobile offering, the RTX 4050, running at up to 80 watts. In our combined performance rating, the Yoga can position itself quite well against other notebooks running the same GPU in a similar form factor, but of course its bigger brothers are ahead quite significantly. As I have mentioned already, the Yoga is well suited for all sorts of different use cases, and with its available GPU selection can be a great fit for all sorts of mobile content creation. So before we get to our gaming benchmarks and remaining results for the small powerhouse, let's hear a quick message from today's sponsor. NVIDIA Studio validation starts with the RTX 4050 and the beefier RTX 4060 to supercharge your work on the go wherever you are. With super thin and light notebooks that only a few short years ago had to rely on integrated graphics alone. But with the new efficient RTX 4000 GPUs, you can accelerate your creativity in supported apps without sacrificing mobility. The RTX 4050, coming in with 6 gigs of video memory, is the perfect upgrade for your first steps into the creative industry. It can easily get you started in photography, design or even video editing, as is so perfectly demonstrated by the Yoga Pro 9i. While we will have a full video explaining in much more detail how a dedicated GPU will be able to cut down on your render times in apps like Blender, Premiere Pro or Resolve 18 compared to a traditional CPU or software rendering, even Nvidia's entry-level option will be a great fit to jumpstart your creative projects. If you want to get a little more serious without adding significant bulk to your on-the-go creative dream machine, the RTX 4060 is available on a lot of different small form factor machines as well, and brings a lot more GPU grunt to the table. Advanced Photoshop edits, motion graphics or complex color grades for your videos, the 8GB mobile chip can easily deliver solid performance. It can even be a great fit for the traveling pro looking for a secondary machine when valuable luggage space is limited. Please follow the links below for much more information about supported applications and check out Notebook's billiger selection of available studio notebooks as well. But for now, let's get back to the review. The Yoga might not sport customizable RGB lighting or a flashy gamery design, but with its high wattage 4050 and even advanced Optimus support, this small notebook can push some serious frames and is once more well positioned in our combined 1080p performance rating. While the native resolution will be out of reach for almost all titles, you can take advantage of the native refresh rate in older games and esports titles, and in some games even QHD should not be a problem. We did the majority of our testing in the high performance profile, but also did some runs on the other two modes. While the power saver mode is of course the quietest, gaming performance drops significantly, and for demanding games you should definitely take advantage of either the intelligent cooling or performance profile. To give you a more detailed impression of the Yoga's overall fan noise behavior, we took some noise samples for you. I also included a quick test for the way better than average speakers, and if you want to dive deeper into our detailed noise measurements or our temperature testing, I would kindly ask you once again to head over to our written review. We have a lot more data for this puppy on our website. Considering the powerful core components and very bright and therefore power-hungry display, battery life for the Yoga Pro 9i is actually quite decent, but you should not expect MacBook Pro-like results. But with almost 8 hours in our Wi-Fi standard test at 150 nits display brightness, the 14-incher delivers adequate numbers. Alright folks, let's wrap this up for today. If you are looking for a high-performance notebook with a clean and premium chassis, above average port selection and a great screen, well, look no further. The Yoga Pro 9i delivers in almost every aspect, with a fast CPU and GPU combo, a great overall user experience and an excellent screen that will satisfy for both content consumption and creation. It can be a subtle gamer, great Netflix machine for the on-the-go movie aficionados, an excellent workstation for the traveling photographer and almost everyone in between. It does not come without its drawbacks, and while relatively loud fans when pushing the 14-incher and still relatively high surface temperatures might dampen our enthusiasm slightly, it's very hard for us to deny the fact that you will have a tough time finding a similarly well-balanced do-it-all notebook right now. But let me know what you think, sound off in the comments below. As always, please feel free to leave your like, sub to the channel if you're new here, and please check out our written review for much more details as well. Thanks a ton for watching, my name is Alex, you have been absolutely fantastic and I cannot wait to see you all in the next one. Take care.